How to store veal ribs and other veal cuts. Do they need to be kept in the refrigerator? Can they be frozen to last longer? Below are some tips on how to store veal ribs to prevent them from spoiling too quickly. Tips for storing veal ribs. Veal ribs and other veal cuts are perishable foods, just like all other types of meat. Therefore, they should not be kept at room temperature, as there is a risk of spreading bacteria that cause food poisoning. Never leave them out for more than 2 hours. If the temperature where you live is above 32 degrees Celsius 90 degrees Fahrenheit, do not leave them out for more than 1 hour. When you buy veal ribs or another cut, place them immediately in the refrigerator in their original packaging or in an airtight container. They can last about 5 days in the fridge without spoiling. If the veal ribs or other cuts have been cooked in any way, store them in an airtight container in the refrigerator. Cooked veal ribs can last about 4 days in the fridge. Can you freeze veal ribs? Freezing is the best option if you're not planning to eat them soon. To do this, wrap the raw veal ribs well with plastic wrap or aluminum foil and then place them inside an airtight container in the freezer. This helps prevent freezer burn caused by cold air. They can last about 6 months in the freezer without going bad. When ready to use, thaw them in the refrigerator overnight. They will last about 4 more days in the fridge without spoiling. If the veal ribs or cuts are cooked, they should also be stored in an airtight container in the freezer. They will last about 3 months without spoiling. To use, thaw them in the refrigerator overnight. They will last about 3 more days after thawing. If the veal ribs or another cut were bought frozen, keep them in the freezer until the day you plan to prepare them. They can last up to 6 months without spoiling. How to tell if they've gone bad. Always check the appearance and smell of the veal ribs or other cuts you've stored. When spoiled, they often become slimy, change color, and develop a sour smell. Mold may also appear. If you notice anything unusual, discard them. Meat stored in the freezer may develop dry or discolored patches. This is caused by freezer burn. It doesn't mean the meat is spoiled, but those burned parts will have an unpleasant texture and flavor.